All right, let's get it started, guys. Nice to meet you all. My name is Dylan Maines. I'm with Togal.AI, and today I'm going to be showing you guys about how Togal can help you speed up your flooring takeoffs. So starting out here, I showed off this quote. One of our biggest flooring contractors that's using us. We have quite a few flooring contractors that use Togal, but Total Flooring, and about their experience with Togal, helping them save a ton of time, taking off in minutes instead of hours. And hopefully, I can show you guys how you guys can leverage the same techniques to help speed up your takeoff process within your business. So starting off with our auto naming. So in most softwares out there today, you still have to name your plans one by one. So Togal has created auto naming. So this will save you some hours at the start of your takeoff process. And Togal is also cloud-based, allowing you to log in from anywhere. You can start on your work computer, pick up where you left off at home on your home computer. But for the auto naming, all you'll need to do is point to the number down here at the bottom right, set as a number there. You'll see instantly, this is like 882 pages. I just numbered them all that fast. And then same for the title, just point to the title block. And voila. So much faster than even some of the softwares that do have auto naming, it doesn't work this fast. So it's pretty incredible. And the next thing I'll show here is our collaboration. So in some of these larger projects, being able to work together is really important. Obviously, this is an elevation, not flooring here, but hopefully you get the idea. With Togal, you can have multiple estimators working together at the same time, even on the same plan at the same time. So you can see we can work here in separate views, like just one person uploads the plans and names them. You just invite your team in, set their different permissions here, and then we can start doing takeoff. So you can see what I did here versus what Johnny did. And we can combine all 5 estimators takeoff on top of each other to see where we're at as a whole. And we can export together as well. And like on this example here, you can see we actually like missed some areas here, but it's really easy to catch that. Being able to overlay all the takeoffs on top of each other versus working in separate environments, some of that stuff can easily fall through the cracks. And then from there, getting into some flooring specific stuff here. So even before you start doing your takeoff, you want to first just understand the project. Is this even worth our time? Is this a job we want to go after? And this is where Togal GPT can help. So Togal GPT is Chat GPT-4 built in the Togal. The biggest difference here is that it's extracting all the text from any of the documents you've uploaded, so your plans, your specs, your contracts, etc., and it's interpreting it. So you can ask a question like any info on interior finishes, and it'll summarize all the different interior finishes it found throughout the project, and even give you the references of those pages so you can go right to them. And I said create a bullet point summary of flooring for this project. In this case, this is like ideal, right? It's all the same flooring throughout the entire job, but that's what we got here. And then again, referencing all the pages that are referencing LVT. This is a big multifamily project. And then I had to also create me an RFP for flooring based on the information it found in the project. You can also leverage this to write RFIs too. Like say, for example, it didn't have the brand of LVT that was specified. I could say, create me an RFI on behalf of XYZ company, directed to the architect requesting more information on the manufacturer of LVT required for the project, and it'll write out a whole RFI for you. So this saves a ton of time and just speeds up that process of quickly understanding the project and just like, is this a project we want to go after? As well as like during your takeoff process, just random questions you need to get answers to, finding those quickly versus scrolling through hundreds of pages to find it, especially in the specs. So, and we will leave time for Q&A here at the end. Just going to quickly go through some of the highlights here for flooring, and then we'll open it up to the rest of you guys. So this plan here, Togal did all of this here that you're seeing automatically. Let me show you though on a bit of a smaller plan, and we'll show you how this works from start to finish for flooring. I'm going to erase all this here. So with most softwares out there today, you have to come in here and click and trace all these rooms out, right? For flooring, go to the half mark of the door lines of the doorways, and it's going to take, like a half hour to an hour per plan. With Togal, we can cut that down dramatically by leveraging AI. So I click the toggle button here to give me some options of what I want to pull on this drawing. So I can get the net area, gross area, footprint, door areas, the walls, and also all the count objects. I'll click go here. I'm just going to run everything for this example. And just like that, let's turn this legend off as well. But it's done a lot of things here. So it counted all the different objects that it sees in the plan here, the toilets, the sinks, etc. which maybe in the past it's not something you guys even counted was all the toilets, for example. But now with Togal, it does that, and obviously there's a bit of extra labor, like extra cuts when you're cutting around a toilet hole in the ground. So you've got that now, so you can kind of factor that into your estimates. All the doorways as well, that's your transition strips typically. So you've got that, and then all the walls, you're doing wall tile, that kind of thing. We've got those drawn in for you, and then the areas here. So we'll focus on the areas here, obviously. So we got net area, footprint, gross area that goes to the half mark of the interior walls, the edge of the exterior walls. But for flooring, we'll focus on net area. So I'll click on the net area here, and then I can right click and click auto classify. What that's going to do is auto classify my different room types. So now I can fly through a takeoff. So it separated my bedrooms, my stairs, my living areas, my corridors. And notice every click there, by the way, is like every dot here is a click. So it just did hundreds of clicks for me, saving me a lot of time. I'm going to bring in my library for flooring because this is something we'll help you build. If you do sign up with Togal, we can help you transition this from your current software into Togal the same way, so that way you're up and running seamlessly. See, I've got my different flooring types here. This example, we'll just kind of run through and do a quick takeoff. So let's say all the bathrooms are going to be tile. One of the cool things with tile, for example, and I can create this from scratch as well. Let me just edit this one though to show you. In most softwares today, you've got to not only measure the tile in each bathroom, for example, but then you also have to measure the tile base. With Togal, not only does it measure it all for me, but I can get three quantities on one condition. So I can get the area for my tile, my perimeter for my tile base, and even a tile count factoring in the grout lines. So saving you time there. Like in most softwares, again, you have to click it, you have to trace those rooms out twice. In Togal, you don't even have to trace the room out once. So I just took all the bathrooms there. We'll do the living areas. We'll say these are going to be VCT. And then we'll say all the bedrooms are going to be carpet. And what I see a lot of customers do is while they're doing the takeoff, because Togal is kind of opposite, right? It's measuring all the rooms and then you're telling it what goes there versus telling it what goes there and then going and measuring them in most softwares. So what you'll do is you can just turn off what you've done so far and you can see this is what I have left. I've already knocked out a big chunk of this takeoff. All I have left here is the closets and the corridors. And I can label these here real quick as ECT2. And then I'll do this corridor here as carpet as well. And I missed a few areas here, but I can easily add those back in. These were the living areas. ECT. And these are some of the bedrooms it missed. I'll call this carpet. And I've pretty much taken off this entire plan that fast. So no matter how complex the plan is, no matter how big the project is, it's always going to be this easy basically because it's done all the clicking for me. I just have to tell it what goes where, and it speeds it up drastically. One of the things you'll run into sometimes though is because Togal looks for doorways to split off areas. So it's looking for a doorway and it knows that's a separate area. But let's say this like lobby area here just so happens to be a different type of flooring. How do we deal with that? So Togal made this one big area, right? What we can do is we can use our split tool. So come over here, click on that, or just press S on your keyboard. You can just drag a line through, and then drag a line through here. And this area here can be tile, for example, while the rest is still carpet. That is pretty slick. We kind of ran through that quickly. Obviously, there's a lot of other stuff I can show you, like our cut tool. You can cut, like let's say it's carpet on the edges and tile in the middle here, something like that. And maybe it's like every so many feet like this. I can cut that area out, copy that, and then paste it down the hallway here. Press Control Shift V, it'll paste it equidistant over and over again. Then I can click on one of these, assign and fill these in with, let's say this is like getting a patch of tile as well, all in the hallway, and there we go. So it's cutting that area out from the carpet, and then separately I can fill it in with whatever needs to go there, versus cutting it out and then having to separately trace that area out. Some of the other random things you can actually cut from an edge. A lot of softwares out there today, you cannot do that. So if I need to cut out this section here is not going to be floored. I can just do that, no problem. You can merge areas. And then from there, I'll show you our export tool. So you can set up breakdowns. So like say there's different phases of the project here. So I'll create a phase here. We'll just call this phase 1, phase 2. I kind of already got that set up actually. We'll just roll with that. Let's say this half here is going to be part of phase 1. And this bottom half here is going to be part of phase 2. Now I can isolate between those separately, and then when I go to export now, I can leverage that to kind of segment my data how I want it. So in Togal, you can export multiple drawings at once. You can add in multipliers for your typical floors, typical units, that kind of thing right here within Togal. So I'll just say times 5 here as an example, and you'll see everything updated there by 5. And I can group my data by drawing, so that's everything in this drawing here, but then by classification. We'll do it by breakdown tier, so that's the breakdowns there, and then by classification group. The grouping there is my folder, so now I know in phase 2, for the flooring division 9 section, here's what I have. For phase 1, here's what I have. I can copy and paste right from here into Excel. One of the cool features I like too, actually, you can add in a column here for counts. See there, and now I know not only how much like square footage of VCT do I have, but also across how many individual sections. In this case, there's 40 sections of VCT, a bit more labor than if it was one huge section, obviously. So factor that in for my production rates, export this to Excel, and then start putting prices and stuff. The last thing I'll show here is our comparison tool. So when you get new revisions or addendums, how do you kind of find what changed? Again, Togal being cloud-based, let me fix this alignment here. And we do have automatic alignment as well. But so you can see here, like the original is blue, red is the addendum, and some of the stuff's really obvious, like that island changed, obviously, but some stuff's not so obvious, like this bathtub here, like what exactly changed there, right? So we have a keyboard shortcut. You can press T on your keyboard to toggle between the two revisions here, and quickly see. Obviously, they added a knockout wall there. And then I can open up another tab and put that on my other window here and make the changes to the takeoff. You can have as many tabs open as you want of Togal. It's not going to really slow your computer down. It's cloud-based. It's a lot lighter on your computer. You can also export the PDF with a legend as well. And any questions so far? And we're also happy to do a custom demo of Togal from your plans as well. You can come to our site and book a demo here, right on the homepage, and we're happy to show you a custom demo from your plans to show you that it doesn't just work on our perfect demo plans here, it works on all plans. Oh, someone's raising their hand here. You can just type your questions in the chat, or I guess I can allow you to talk as well, it looks like.
Got one in the Q&A here, I see.
Oh, I see Q&A, okay.
Hey, it looks like chat is disabled. So, oh, you want it in the
Oh.
Q&A. Okay, I'll put it there instead.
Okay. How would you account for wall tile? Yeah. So let me go back here. All the zoom things stuck in my way. There we go. I'll go back in here to the walls. So a couple different things here on, because like I showed you, it does draw the walls in for you. So you've got the wall perimeters, which is like the room perimeters here. So like I can click that whole room. If it's all getting wall tile, then it makes it really easy. I can just click on this and wall tile. I need the vertical area, one side of the wall. It's going up 4 foot of the wall, and 122 square foot of tile there. If it was only, if one of these walls is not being tiled, I can ungroup this in this case. Let's change this back to wall perimeter. The other option is we can use our wall center lines here. We also have auto classify for walls as well, where I can right click on this, click auto classify. It's gonna separate my different wall types out, and it does do a pretty good job of getting my bathroom walls there. There's a few it might need some edits here, but just to quickly do this, I can right click on all these, and I'm gonna call these wall tile, and voila, less clicks, and now I can isolate to just this and see what else I need to grab. Maybe there's a few here that I need to do some edits to. All the same manual tools you've got in other tools here, just keep in mind we have as well. I can manually do a takeoff in Togal too. Like that. But yeah, hopefully that helps.
Few others in the Q&A there,
Yeah.
Don.
The window treatment one, I can show you that in a second here. Joe, I love how seamless and fast it is. Will there be a tile size and waste calculation in the future? We do already have tile size, actually. I know I went really fast. Sorry, I just need to slow down a bit probably. Let me show you that. Oh, it's under the flooring here. So that's VCT. So you see here on my tile condition here, I also added a quantity 3 for tile count. And I put in the size of my tiles, the size of my grout lines, and then I can save that. And it's going to also give me the tile count. On quantity 1 here is all that shows on the export on the quantity pane, but when I go to the exports where I'll see quantity 1, 2, and 3, which is quantity 3 there was my tile count. I can see here quantity 3. So there's 3,330 tiles there needed. But waste factors, that gets into the estimating side. And our focus now is saving more and more time on the takeoff. That's where a lot of time is monotonously spent, and we want to speed that up as fast as possible. The pricing is where you want to spend more time at, finding ways to value engineer and get your prices down. Tile patterns, that's something we can discuss. Yeah, carpet tile, yeah, same exact way. There, you just put the dimensions of your carpet tiles or your VCT tiles, and it will calculate your tiles. Oh, window treatments. Let's show that real quick. So this is actually our newest update. Just a couple weeks ago, we added this in, and I was not prepared for this, but I can pull it up quickly. Window demo here. So we now have image search as well as text search on that you can use on plans. So you can leverage this to quickly search those window tags and door tags for your blinds. Oh, here we go. Okay. Let's back up here. All right, so on this one here, this is an example where you've got the window tags labeled in there, so that's ideal, right? You've got the W6, the W5, etc. So in Togal, we have text search. I can just type in W6 here. It gets all of them there, all 57, convert that to my W6 windows. Maybe that's a certain size blind. I can put in my dimensions here of that. I can pull some measurements on those and save it, give it a different color, shape, etc. And that fast, I can get all my W5 windows. You just do the same thing for each different window tag. The other option, this is our newest update, is now we have image search as well. And this is really cool. So you can search, like, say there's not tags on windows here. As long as there's an elevation, I can come to this, point to one of my sliding glass doors, for example, search for that, and it's going to find all of them for me without me having to click like all these times on each one of those. And notice there's no like calibration or sensitivity levels. It just highlight one of the things you're wanting to search for, and it goes and finds them. And this works obviously with like all trades. If you want to search for, you know, like your outlets or anything like that, you can use it for that as well. And with tile patterns, like we don't really factor in the patterns right now. It's just getting the square, like the raw square footages and a count based on the size of the tiles that would fit inside there. But it's not accounting for like how much waste you're gonna have with different patterns, because again, we're focusing on takeoff, not so much the estimation side. Yeah, the transitions, like I said, there's a few different. I can answer this live here. So does Togal allow us to do seaming? Also, how about estimating transitions with floor patterns? If I come back here, my areas here, and turn this all back on. It does give me my door area, so it's measuring every doorway for me, and then getting the area of that. So that door area kind of is like my square footage of transition strips. If each room is a different transition strip. I've also got a count of my different rooms here. Can leverage that for transition strips. It also counts every doorway as well. So there's a lot of different ways to get there. Depends on the job and what is needed to get the answer you need. Like for example, it counts all the doors here. Single swing and double swing separately for me. Yeah, the image search exactly, yeah. And it works really well because we're leveraging AI for that. So we've like A/B tested that feature between like other major softwares out there that claim to have a feature like a image search, but they're all using OCR, and ours was far superior. A lot of good questions, guys. Thank you. And yeah, feel free to send us a set of plans. Book a demo. We can show you just how fast we can do a takeoff on any plan. Alrighty, this is a quick one.